Well, hello everybody. So this is not going to be a VCR video. In this video I'm going to show you something else. So it's this machine that is here in front of me. So this is not a VCR, it's a Kenwood 5-disc CD player, a CD changer. So it is a carousel CD changer. And this is not something I just bought at a thrift store. This is something I've already had, and this is not mine actually. It belongs to my dad, and my dad bought this unit in the 90s, so before I was born. So ever since I was born, this CD player was in my house. So I've always seen it at my house, and I had never done a video on this unit before, and I have not opened it neither. But in this video, I'm going to open it to see the inside. And it's going to look the same as another Kenwood CD changer that I had. So in 2012 I bought at Value Village another Kenwood CD changer that looked very similar to this. The model number was CD203, and that one I had already did a video on it, and also compared it with this Technics CD player here. And in this video I'm also going to compare this Kenwood with this Technics here. So this Technics, I got it in December 2017, and yeah, I already did a video on this one, and it was given to me by a friend of my parents, and I still have it because it's quite interesting. And there were two CDs in it, so I'm going to use these CDs. So they are like a burned CDs with some music on it. So this CD player, my dad bought it in the 1990s, and it went with like a Kenwood sound system that my dad had. So yeah, there was a Kenwood stereo receiver and a Kenwood cassette deck that were with this, and they worked with this. So he had bought these probably like in the late 80s, like 1989 maybe to or maybe the early 90s, so I'm guessing like 89 to 91, the dates where he bought the receiver and the cassette deck. And this one he did not buy it at the same time because well, this one is more recent. It's from 1996. And so here's the back of the unit, and the model number is here, DP-R4080, and the model number is written on the front, and the manufacturing date is written September 1996. I thought it was older, but apparently my dad bought it in probably 1996, and it worked with the other Kenwood, with the Kenwood receiver. You could control it with the Kenwood receiver because there is a system control plug here, so you could control it with the receiver and also the remote of the receiver. And the receiver and the cassette deck are upstairs, so I'm going to go and show you them right now. They are stored in the living room. So this is my living room, and so here's the JVC HR-A56U. It's the living room VCR upstairs. And there you have a Sony Blu-ray player. And here this is the Kenwood receiver where it is stored in the cassette deck. And this Kenwood receiver is still used. We still use it to watch movies. When we watch movies, we use it with the sound. But this one does not have we don't have the original speakers of this one anymore. They were pretty big, and well, we were not using them anymore a lot. And we had a Samsung home theater system with a 5-disc changer. We bought it at, I think, in 2008, but we don't have it anymore because in 2016 it stopped working. Basically, I think it no longer turned on. Well, it turned on, but it did not do anything. Like the CD player was not working, and we could basically not use it. It lighted on, but we could not use it. And but we kept the speakers. Only we got rid of the machine itself with the CD, the DVD changer. But here's the speakers for this Samsung home theater system, and they are plugged to the Kenwood, and it works pretty well. Even though it was not designed for this one, it still works good enough for us for the sound of the movie. And so this is compatible with the CD player, and and with the cassette deck you could control it. Like for example, if you press the play button of on the remote, you could control the cassette deck, and here also if you push the CD button, the CD player will automatically go on play mode, and same for the tape. And there is also a phono, but we did not have a Kenwood turntable. It was a different one that we used to have, and it was plugged to it. If you had a Kenwood turntable, you could control it with this, but we did not have it. And this one has 3 switch inputs on the back, so the cassette deck and the CD player and also the turntable were plugged to it, so we can control it with the power. It switches off the power, and you can see the cassette deck is plugged to the receiver right now, and we can control it with it. I think the cable is not plugged to it right now, and the cassette deck, you don't use it really often, but mostly on Christmas time, because we have cassette tapes with Christmas music, and we use it every year. But sometimes we don't use it because we use a different one, because this one is having some issues. Sometimes when you play a tape, it will automatically stop playing, so probably something wrong in it, but it did not get fixed. And also it sometimes ate the tapes when you pressed play and then fast forward, so it was doing like the index search for like searching for the songs, and when using that function, it was sometimes eating the tapes. Well, I think it happened at least once, and so yeah, it sometimes struggles to play the tapes. And this is a pretty good cassette deck too, so Kenwood KX3010. And this one is probably from the late 80s. I don't know if as I said, I don't know if my dad, what year like my dad bought it, but it has like a automatic controls, like a VCR. Basically, it does not have the piano keys like on the older cassette decks and the more basic cassette decks. It doesn't have the motorized door, it has a mechanical door like this, but electronic control, motorized control, so motors that will rise up the heads. Now here's the CD changer, and the audio output of it is plugged to my CRT TV, so I can use the TV speakers to plug the CD player or any other audio equipment. And I'm going to load the CD. So this CD, this music group. So this is Quebec music. So if you are not from Quebec, you most likely won't know this music. This is not no outside of Quebec. So if you're from the US, there are very high chances that you are not going to know that music. And here the other CD, Christmas music. So the 2 burn CDs that came with this Technics CD changer. And I'm going to press the disc 1, so it will load and play automatically. Works just fine. So you have the buttons for the 5 disc, and the disc button, so it will just go to the next disc. It's currently paused. So this is Christmas music. And like all CD changers, you can open it and change the disc when there is one playing. So Christmas music in French. And so like on most CD players, you have a random button. So the display will do something like that. This was common for CD players at the time. When you use the random function, and here you have buttons to select the CD track. So for example, I want the disc 2 and I want to play the track number 10. I press the +10 button and 0. So I don't have a lot of CDs. And the power button is a mechanical button like this, so it cuts the power. And so now I've never opened the CD player, but I'm going to open it right now so I can show you the inside. Now here's the CD changer with the top off. And like I said, I've always it has always been in my house, and this is the first time I open it. And it looks pretty much the same as the Kenwood CD-203 that I used to have, that I bought at the thrift store. And so we're going to load CDs. Like I said, I don't have a lot of CDs, but I just looked in a box that we had at home, so my dad's old CDs, and I found like 5 interesting CDs, but my dad probably he had more of them, but I don't know if there are other CDs stored elsewhere in the house. But I've got out a CD of Supertramp and Led Zeppelin. So this is what some interesting CDs that I found. And I've got out my Super Mario CD. So this is the one that the audio CD with Mario music that comes with the Super Mario All-Star Wii game. And now I will load the CD. So I will actually load 5 CDs in it. So here are the CDs. And the Mario CD. And let's play Mario. So this is some music with no copyright. So here you can see the CD playing with the drawer open. And I want to play some Led Zeppelin. So you can see the CD player, it only spins in 1 cent. So you can see instead of just turning 1/5 of a turn, it went all the way around to play the CD that was next to it. So not too long of this, because this is some copyright music. So enough of this. So I'm going to show you the player in action again, changing CDs and all that. So this is not a VCR, but it's still very interesting to CD changers are still very interesting to watch the mechanism and you know, the VCR thing. My buddy, he recently like started to get into that stuff because he said that he wanted to try something new, so he bought some CD changers at the thrift stores, and he's done some videos of them recently, and so it gave me the idea to like get out my CD changers and maybe try to find new ones at thrift stores. They are very common to find. These carousel CD and DVD changers, they are very common to find, especially the Sony ones. The Kenwoods, I see sometimes of them too, but the Sony carousel CD changers are the most common, and also Sony carousel DVD. And so here is a VCR with a 5-disc DVD changer combined, and so this is very cool when you are into when you like VCRs and CD changers like I do. It's cool to have them combined. Only this one, well, I've already reviewed it, but it's not a carousel. Of course, they are stacked upon each other. And here you have the sensor that detects the position of the disc. And so how it detects it, it's just there is an emitter below it, and this is a receiver, or maybe it's the opposite, I don't know. But there is a receiver and emitter. It just makes an infrared light, and it detects it through this hole. So you can see here the CD1, it has one hole. The CD2 has two holes, and so on for each CD. And that is how it detects the position of the CD. And also this sensor also detects like if there is a CD or not. So for example, I remove the disc 5. You will see it will just go to the next disc. So now I will remove the CD so you can see the mechanism more clear. Now I've removed all the CD from it, and here you can see the motor that makes the disc carousel rotate. And when you don't have a CD there, you can see it turning. So it does a particular noise, it sounds slightly different from the Kenwood CD-203, but I'm guessing that people who had the CD changers hearing this will bring back memories. If someone had a Kenwood CD changer. And here you have the loading motor, the motor that makes this driver come in and out, and that also rises up the CD drive here so it can grab the CD. And it has a belt mechanism, and that belt is still good. So of course, same exact mechanism as the CD-203. I'm going to load one CD so you can see it. You could see it moved like back and forth, and that's what makes the motion to rise up the CD drive. Is this thing that there's actually like a circular shape in there, and this is what makes the gear move. This is what makes the gear move to like rise up the CD. And so here on this CD player, seeing this mechanical button, you will think that there will be like a shaft that goes at the back, and that will cut the power supply. But actually, this is not how it works. It's mechanical buttons like this, and it acts exactly like if it was directly cutting the power. but it actually acts in an electronic circuit. So there you have a circuit board on the front with the VFD screen mounted on the front, but it's actually electronic. So this is kind of strange that they use this kind of button for an electronic system like this. And as you can see, it completely stops. It acts exactly like if it was directly like cutting the power. So this is unusual. And here you have the transformer. And here you have the ribbon cable that connects the disc plate with the sensor and the motors. The sensor, this motor here. And here the disc drive. So that is one difference from the other Kenwood that I had. Is this motor here, and the other Kenwood that I have, it was covered, and this is the motor that drives the laser that makes it move. And below it, below here, you have the motor that makes the CD spin. And so that's pretty much it for this machine. Now we will compare it with the Technics CD changer, even though I've already compared it with my other Kenwood CD player. Now I have carefully put back the top cover on it, and I want to keep this machine in good condition. I don't want to break it, because we've always had it, and it's still perfectly working, and it's still in mint condition, and so that is good. Just have not removed the dust from the top cover at the moment, but yeah. Now I've got out my Technics SL-PD665 CD changer, so I can compare it with the Kenwood. And so you can see the screen is a lot different. So here, where it indicates the CDs, it's like displayed like this. So it's displayed different from the Kenwood below. And there it automatically detects that there is no disc, so that is why the two others are not appearing. And here they are displayed like this, and here this one, here you can see these numbers. They are for the track on the CD, and so it just displays the track that the CD is on, and this one does not have it. So this one is like it has a little more functions, but this one does have a random mode too. And this one, it has a push button like this, so it's not a button with two positions like this. So this is what you will expect to see, and this one is a particular way of having the power button. So that means this one you could not turn it off with the remote. So but you could just, if you had it plugged to the Kenwood receiver, and so using the remote of the receiver and the switch power outlet, you could turn it off with the remote. So this one has a random mode, and it has the basic CD player functions. And so something that was cool for these vintage CD changers is that they have all the functions required on the front. So unlike DVD players, so it's not that vintage. It's from 1998, this one. So at this time there were already DVDs. They were just not very popular DVDs. And so you can see you have all these buttons: play, pause, stop, and fast forward and rewind buttons. You have this on this one too. And see, for example, on this Toshiba dual disc DVD player, the front is very basic. You have a power, the two open close buttons for the two, because this is a 2-drawer DVD changer. And tomorrow or maybe Sunday, I'm going to go to the thrift stores probably and donate this one, because I don't really want to keep it anymore. I have something more interesting. This one here. quite more interesting than this. You don't have fast forward and rewind, you have skip buttons. They might work too for just if you hold it, they might work also for doing fast forward and rewind on the DVD. I'm not sure. You have a disc select, and you have a play, stop, and pause, but you cannot navigate in the DVD menu without having the remote, which I don't have for this DVD player. So this kinda sucks. And who needs a DVD player or even a CD player nowadays when you have MP3s and computers and all of that? This is obsolete. So remember when people were getting rid of VHS because they were switching to DVDs? Well, nowadays DVDs are obsolete. DVDs are obsolete, and the thrift stores are full of DVD players. So they are like taking place of VCRs in the thrift stores. So basic DVD players, you find a lot of them every time you go to thrift stores nowadays. So just like this one. This one actually I found it on the street. So on the border of the street, and on my street in 2012, and it's perfectly working, this DVD player. It does not take lots of space. Also, it's a very small unit, so it's smaller than this Sony DVD player here, which I can review if you guys want me to do it. I've already done it in French in 2012, but that was when my videos were not as good as they are now. At least that is what I think. So if you guys want to see it reviewed, let me know. Otherwise, I don't see really the point of doing it. And I was speaking about the basic front of the DVD players. Well, this one, the DVD changer, it's even worse. You have all the DVD changing buttons, which is what matters the most for me. I wish I had the remote for this one because it doesn't have all the functions. So for controlling the DVDs, you cannot navigate the menu on this. You only have stop and play. So these are the only buttons you have on the front for the DVD. So this really sucks. This is a very bad design. And so you can't even fast forward. You have fast forward and rewind buttons here, but these only work for the VCR. So they are not for the DVD, those. And here you have these buttons for the VCR. And this unit is a home theater unit, so you can listen to the radio on this unit, and you will think that this knob will change the radio stations, but actually no, it does not. You cannot change the radio station without using the remote, and so this is a really bad design. You cannot even use it to change the radio stations. But yeah, at least the VCR has all the required functions. Not the tape speed, but yeah, at least I can watch the DVD changer mechanism in this unit, which is really cool. Okay, enough of this. Now this is going to be quite a long video because I decided to talk about the DVD changers in general, and DVD and CD changers in general, and I also showed the cassette deck upstairs. And now let's get into this. I hope you didn't fall asleep to this point. So now here's the Technics unit with the top cover off, and it kind of looks similar. Well, the CD carousel changers all look quite similar, but you can notice this sensor is here just like the Kenwood. The power supply does not look the same, and these two here it is white. And so Technics is a Panasonic brand, and well, the VCR King just recently reviewed a Panasonic 5-disc DVD changer, so a carousel just like this, and the mechanism actually looks a bit similar, but it's not the same. And I don't think they ever use the same. I don't think there even exists some like DVD players that use the same exact mechanism as a CD player. All those that I've seen use different mechanisms, so I know that Technics and Panasonic CD and DVD changers and Sony and Sony CD and DVD changers don't use the same mechanism. So in 2012 I bought at Value Village a Sony 5-disc carousel DVD changer, like it was silver color, and the model number DVP NC675P. and I sold that one a few years after. But maybe I should have kept it because it was very interesting and it was perfectly working too. It had the remote, and well, I sold it. But anyway, I could get one anytime I want because they are very common to find at thrift stores. I saw this particular model lots of time in thrift stores. Not long ago I went to the Salvation Army store and there was two of them, so I can just get another one at the same time, which might happen, I don't know. It might be interesting to have a DVD rather than just a CD changer. And you will notice that this Technics is quite different from the Kenwood, like the mechanism, the position of the motor and all that. So it does not look the same. You notice the motor is located here, and on this one you can see the motor from the top side. So here this motor that drives a belt, and it's not at the same place as the Kenwood. You could see on the Kenwood it was around this area. So the mechanism is quite different, and it does not work the same. You can see here there is a cam gear, and this is an arm that makes the CD drive move up, and the carousel mechanism is not the same too. So it does not work the same. You could see on the Kenwood there was a motor with a worm gear that you could see it, and on this one you cannot see the motor. It's like under the plate, and it's driving a belt and a pulley, and this is what you can see here. So this thing that you can see rotating is it's a pulley, and you can see part of the belt here. And so since this is just a pulley and there is no worm gear, you can easily turn it by hand. And there you have this little thing. It prevents you from pushing the drawer. So on the Kenwood, you can push it when you eject it. You can push it like this. This one you can't. And if you do this, you can. So this is what prevents you from pushing it. And we will just load the CD. So it does the same thing here. So the mechanism does not work exactly the same as the other one. So I'll just put it in the disc 1 position. So there is something that I've tried on this CD changer and that I don't recommend to do. So you can see the disc 1 is playing. So if you turn this by hand and you put a CD in the disc 1 location, well, you will see it will mess up the CD changer, and it will do some undesirable things. It might damage your CD. So this is not a smart player, as you can see. It is not. It isn't smart. It isn't like a foolishness proof, I could say. This isn't a smart CD player, even though it passes just under the sensor. It does not detect it. you can do this on the Kenwood because well, of course you can't turn the plate by hand. And one last thing, oh, you can see here it tells you the total length of the tracks on the CD, but one last thing, I wanted to show you the random mode. Just here it will display the total time on the CD, 74 minutes. Random, there's something similar on the screen to the Kenwood, like you could see. Displayed all the numbers and like scrolling, similar to the Kenwood. Random again. It doesn't seem to want to go to the next CD. Now it will went to the next CD. So it just changes to the modes where there was a one disc random and now full random. I have not read the manual, so I don't know exactly how the buttons work, and I did not really try them before, so I'm kind of like experimenting and seeing them what they do like at the same time as you. But now it stays on the full random mode, so when I press the skip button, it will skip to a random track on a different CD. Well, either on the same or on a different CD. I believe that's how it works. It's on full random, but at the moment, there it. This time it went to the other CD. So that grinding noise that you hear is the lens motor moving. It isn't a quiet mechanism when the lens moves fast. And so that's pretty much it from for this CD changer. So like I said, it's kind of a long video, and I didn't think I will do a video that long. But yeah, I would like to have your opinion, guys. If you want to have more videos that long, or if you think it's too long and you want them like more short, I would like you to tell me in the comments. Like in real life, I really don't talk a lot. But when it comes to making videos about my hobbies, then sometimes I can be unstoppable and explaining different kind of stuff about this. So this is kind of what I did in this video, and especially sometimes when I'm more in the mood for it. And so that is kind of what happened today. You could see I talked to you about different stuff. One more thing is that these two CD changers, like I noticed, they don't work the same. Like every company had their own way to do stuff. Like you can see this one, it just displays the empty drawer, and it does not say no disk like this one. And it works different too. So this one is when you press the disk skip button, it moves the two CDs at once. Some CD changers will only move one slot, but this one will move two. And on this one, unlike the Kenwood, when you press the disk skip button, it will always turn inside of this. So even if there is no CD, the Kenwood will not do that. See, the different manufacturers all had their own way to do stuff. And so the videos that I make now, they are often long. So the VCR videos, you notice that they are like almost always 20 minutes, 30 minutes and more. And I wasn't doing that before. Like in 2012, 2013, when I did VCR videos, they were not that long. They were like 2-3 minute videos most of the time. And so I would like to have your opinion, guys, about my videos and how I do them. If you think they are too long, or like if you have a tendency to like fall asleep and like watch the video by skipping parts, or if you're really interested into like listening to me talking about that stuff, if you're enjoying it, that is what I would like you to tell me in the comments. It will interest me. And so thank you for watching this long video. Like I didn't think it would be that long, but sometimes when you're in the mood for it, just makes that sometimes. And I talked about something different today. And so I'll say you bye for another video.